Today we're using the My Team feature on Fantasy Football Hub to rate Ciaran Carlin's team, and we're going to have a look and see what his predicted points are for Game Week 1 and his team rating. Ciaran, welcome to the channel.
Hello, lovely. Thank you for having me.
No, it's great to have you here. The second in the series, we've talked to Reeve already. If people missed that, they can go back and see. And the suspense today is about whether or not you're going to beat his score. Worst case scenario, you're going to end up on a podium anyway. After today, you'll be in second place. Worst case, so I mean that's something.
I'll take it. I don't usually win anything, so I'll take seconds like winning. Just
you're the first to
not
lose.
Actually, at all.
You're actually the first to lose.
Yeah.
So, have you played much FPL in the past?
I've fallen into a trap of just setting a team every year, but I have played it every year since I think I started in 2008 or 9, which is convenient because when Man City got bought. But
convenient.
And then I missed out. I missed out 2 years, and then I got back into it again.
But I'm interested to see. I haven't seen the team you're going to build, but I'm excited to see if there's much Man City bias there. So without further ado, let's jump over. The way we're going to do this is you're going to talk us through the team back to front. We're going to go through the goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, forwards, and at the end we're going to churn out the ratings and see how you get on. So you feel free to fire away when you're ready, and we'll start building.
Keeper. I mean, he's on the screen right now. I'm going to go Lloris.
Okay, Lloris.
Because I would put Edison, because I'm biased. I like to try and refrain from Liverpool players as much as I can. And, with Conte, I feel like they're going to keep... He's getting all the players he sort of wants. I feel like they're actually going to keep a decent amount of clean sheets this year. So I feel like that's probably the best bet.
Yeah. No, I like it. It's not a conventional pick, but I like it. And who's going to be your backup goalkeeper? Then we'll run the numbers and see if they're the best choices they can be.
Whoever's the cheapest and sometimes plays.
All of them are the cheapest. None of them sometimes play. Have you got one in mind, or will I lump someone in?
Cole Darlow. How much is he?
4 million.
I'll take him.
You go for Darlow. Okay, so we've got Darlow in there, who, surprise, is predicted to score 0 points. We do have Lloris, though, and if we were to sort this by the 4 game week point prediction on the site, so how many points are they going to score for the next 4 game weeks? Lloris comes in 4th, so I don't know what you feel about Arsenal, but you could save $500,000 and go Ramsdale, and he's predicted to score 0.1 points more. But that's just something maybe to bear in mind. Outside that, obviously Alisson, who you definitely don't want, and Ederson you don't want, I imagine, because you want 3 other outfielders.
Yeah.
We'll come back to this. To this. Tell me your first defender. We'll get the team built, and then we can maybe tinker.
Alexander-Arnold. I feel like you're just missing out if you don't put him in.
Yeah.
It's just because everyone else will have him. It's just, even if you don't want him, I just feel like you have to, because the sheer amount of people who will have him.
I think further up the pitch, there's people who won't have people. And there's opinions, and there's form, and there's whatever. I just feel if you don't have Trent, you're an Egypt.
yeah, pretty much.
It's as simple as that. Who's next?
Cucurella.
Ooh, that's a ballsy one. Cucurella. Oh, you want him because he's going to be a Man City.
There's a theme. Yeah, pretty much. He might switch over. And even if he doesn't, he had a pretty good season last year, I believe. So
yeah, very exciting.
And he's at the lower end of the price scale.
5 million. I could let you go on, but let's jump in quickly. If we look at 5 million defenders and look at who's projected to score the most points, he's actually 12th on our list or something here. There are cheaper options higher. Tariq Lamptey, his mate, is $500,000 cheaper. Do you know? Or Zinchenko. But I mean, the rotation there by Man City will kill you with Zinchenko and Walker. Yeah. Look at Dane. I'm trying to find any loose links to Man City here. Doherty's Irish, and you've got an Irish name.
But yeah, I'll take Lamptey instead.
Okay, so if we take you out and go for a Tariq Lamptey, okay. Well, you see, you're playing this game right, because your team rating will be higher, I imagine, because of that. You're optimising. I love to see it. So tell us your next defender, and we'll maybe critique it a bit.
This is blowing my mind. This is great. Thiago Silva.
Oh wow, okay. I heard he's an OAP at this stage, isn't he? Talk to me.
Because I don't know how built together Chelsea's defence is going to be when it starts. So I feel like he's not going to risk whoever they get, if it's Koulibaly, whatever. I feel like or Ake. I feel like Thiago Silva is always going to be one of them playing.
I hear you.
So I feel like it's probably a safe shout.
Do you know what? I have to praise you for actually picking Thiago Silva and not going for Ake just because of the Man City link. You know?
Oh yeah, because you have to be very selective with Man City picks because we just rotate so much that it's just like it's not. To be honest, I probably shouldn't have any in there. I should. They just change. There's almost like no point. I might as well just pick other people who will actually play.
But look, sure, where's the fun in that? Where's the fun in that? So Thiago Silva's in. If we rate him based off the price, 5.5 max. There are a few options above him. That guy Doherty again, Perisic up there, and Walker. So just to be aware of that. But we can move on to the next defender if you're ready.
Right, I'm going to go for is it Rico Henry?
I think it's safe to say this team will break the template team. These are going to be low ownerships, and I love it. So Rico Henry, tell me why.
Oh, I saw they bought the Scottish bloke who was in Serie A, I think, who is
your
like
man. What you call him, Hickey or something?
Yeah, and everyone was like, oh, but they've already got Rico Henry who played really well on like left back or whatever, and apparently they're playing Hickey at right back. So I'm like, well, he's definitely going to play still, and will they be better than previous? Probably not, because they were absolutely toilet until Eriksen turned up. But the price, the sacrifice in the price, I like to shove all my money up in midfield, to be honest. So I feel like he, in my head, he's a
good enabler,
a sensible pick.
Yeah,
sort of. Not setting the world on fire, but he'll turn up.
You're going to have like a cheap defender there to enable, and a 4.5 guy.
Yeah.
Henry, if we look at that table there, there's White, Mings, Veltman, Tomiyasu, and Dunk ahead of him. You've already got that guy Lamptey at 4.5. I'm actually really excited based because everyone this season seems to be going really premium at the back. Big, heavy defenders with all the Trents and the Robertsons and the Chilwells. With all these savings in defence, your midfield's going to be class. So we have Henry locked in, which leaves us one more space in defence.
Is it Anderson at Crystal Palace?
He scores pretty well.
He's I just think it seems like a good all-rounder in my head. He'll always play. That's what I go for in defence mainly, apart from Alexander-Arnold. Just they'll always play, and every other week they might get a clean sheet or maybe nick a header at corner.
I'm having a look there. Yeah, he's fairly down the pecking order there in terms of projected points. It's that Liverpool and Arsenal then Liverpool opening fixtures. But I mean, if he's on your bench, he's on your bench. Maybe you're playing the long game with him. He does have a horrible opening. He is in the first 7 games. Is bad, isn't it? Yeah. United, City, Liverpool, Arsenal. But yeah, look.
Who else is
at 4.5
for that price?
All this list really. You've obviously got Lamptey already and Henry. Could come in with one of them. One of these guys that are highlighted.
I don't trust Mings, just in general. Endless mistakes. I don't trust Arsenal's defence for some particular reason. I'm not quite sure why. I have a vendetta against Wolves. I just find them boring. Already got a Brentford player in there. I'll take Kufal.
Yeah, you're going to go for Kufal. I think if he nails down that role, and I think there's a bit of competition there now. If he nails that down, once you get past that Man City fixture, maybe we're looking okay until you hit Spurs and Chelsea, but we'll move on. Kufal comes in, and Ciaran, it's time for us to have a crack at your midfield. But first, I just want to let people watching know, if they want to give this a crack, head over to the link in the description. It'll bring you over to Hub, go to the toolbox, build your team, click save plan, and it'll give you a team rating predicted points. Pop it in the comments and we'll have a good look at them. It'll be interesting to see who can get the highest team rating. Ciaran, on the midfield, who's the first slot?
Kulusevski.
Oof, truly template breaking. Kulusevski comes in. The Swedish maestro. Talk to me.
It just seems he did really well at the back end of last season when he came in on loan. Is it still technically a loan, I think? And I think Spurs are going to have quite a good season. So he seems like he'll be just as involved as Kane and Son, not nowhere near as much like goals and whatever wise, but enough that his price sort of balances it out rather than spending however much Son is or Kane is.
I mean, you're saving 3.5 million on Kane and 4 million on Son, and what you've got there is a guy that gives you some sort of safety net if Tottenham win 5-0. That's essentially what you're buying there, isn't it? So I love him. I think he's class. On to the next one. Who's our next midfielder?
Luis Diaz.
Okay, he set the world alight when he joined in January.
Yeah, I think he'll keep going. I think Nunes will be. I think it'll be toilet. I've been convinced by everyone putting pre-season compilations of him missing yesterday in one game. So I'm all in. I'm all in.
Yeah.
So yeah, Luis Diaz is just taking like a duck to water. So I just think that'll continue.
So we've got two decent midfielders there at 8 million. Who's the next one?
Phil Foden.
Oh, so you're sticking with the 8 millions. This is going to make for an interesting sort of dig on the tool. So, like, if we list the midfielders who are 8 million in price, you've picked Foden, Diaz, Kulusevski. Is he more expensive, or is he really rated that low? He's all the way down in terms of predicted points. He's like all the way down, 15.1. Whereas there are other options for cheaper actually in the same price. But anyway, we'll talk about Foden first. I imagine he's like the love of your life.
Yeah, just absolute worldie. I it's so frustrating. It was fun watching him go from like youth player that I was desperate to like play every game, and I'm like, why is Pep not playing him? Because obviously I know more than Pep Guardiola. and then now it's like, it's not like he's in there because like, oh, he's from Manchester. It's like, oh, he's one of our best players, if not like the top 3 best players in our team. And like, I feel like we lose so much when we don't have him in the team. So absolutely, just one of my favourite players. And he gets goal involvements. And I think he'll be playing more now that Sterling, which I think is Sterling's just tweeted that he's left. Foden apparently wants to play on the right, so maybe some more assists from over there.
Grealish, Haaland, Foden, something like that would be nice. What happens, Mahrez and Bernardo Silva? The eternal battle of Pep Roulette. But I mean, Foden does rank top in terms of 8 million or less price midfielders in terms of projected points. Some of Luis Diaz. The question is Kulusevski remaining? Do you like him that much? And there's no pressure to change him. I'm just letting you know.
It depends who's there. No, I think I'll trust Kulusevski.
Trust in Dejan. I like it.
Almost, like some sort of wild card.
Yeah. You'll be fine. He's in there. He's going to pop you up to top spot. Let's see who is next.
Jared Bowen.
Okay, Bowen comes in. 8.5 million. Man City first game week, but after that he has got Forest and Brighton, Villa, Spurs, Chelsea, then Newcastle. You've now got the West Ham double there with Koufal and Bowen.
No, I quite like West Ham. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do they?
Well, there you go. You've got a little thing for West Ham. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Jared Bowen is in. So, yeah, Man City's a tough one, but he had an amazing season last season. I'm actually surprised he hasn't signed for Liverpool or someone already.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he's convinced of the West Ham project to go on a bit longer.
Yeah, Declan Rice as well. He hasn't moved yet. But anyway, we'll move on to your 5th slot. I'm interested to see if this is going to have to be a more budget one or what's going on. You have 31 million left and 4 players, so we've money there.
31. Okay. Oh, Thiago's in there.
Oh yeah, but that is blocking your last Liverpool slot. Something to consider, but by no means. If you like him, throw him in.
Oh, how much would he play? Yeah. Let's go Thiago.
Let's go Thiago. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we have Thiago in there now. And we've got 3 forwards to talk about. Now, Thiago, just to go into him quickly, his points are low because, maybe he wasn't as involved as he could have been last season, but he was very, very creative, and you'd like to think he'll get more assists this year.
I feel like players now, people want people to do it immediately. And then with City, every City signing takes a year to bed in. So I'm sort of giving that to everyone else as well now, or at least Liverpool players as well, apart from Nunez, who I'm convinced will be toilet.
He will be a poop. Okay.
I started the agenda.
3 forwards left to pick. 26 million in the bank.
Haaland.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
It's I don't think he's going to get 30 goals, but I can't actively cheer or will Mohamed Salah to score a goal. So I'm going to commit to Haaland and just hope he bangs 30. I reckon he'll get like 18.
Controversial, and I'm going to dig into this more, but I reckon he's going to get like 18 goals in like 22 games in the Premier League. That's where I'm going, and you might think I'm full of shite. I think he'll get an injury, and I think he'll be rotated because of Champions League football, but here we go. Julian Alvarez there is actually absolute dynamite as well, so I don't know, but I agree with you. I think he will just score for fun, but it's about the game time. If you told me he's going to play 38 games, I say 30 goals no problem, but Haaland, I don't think we need to delve into him too much more. It's very obvious why you're picking him. And it's not just because you're a Mad City fan. It's because it's Haaland. So you have 14.5 million left for your 2 last spots.
Gabriel Jesus.
Oh, I like it. In he goes. You think that's obviously the Man City connection again, but do you think he'll slot right in?
Yeah, I think he will. I mean, I was sort of doubtful before because I'm like, well, if he couldn't, we had no forward, we had no striker, and he was still not like the main striker at ours. With all the quality around, I don't know how you then go to a team with much worse quality around and then suddenly score 15 to 20. Maybe you will.
Maybe. Time will tell.
I like full exuberance and lots of skills, and he's good. He's a good finisher. He's eternally offside, which drives me insane. But I think he'll probably shine in that Arsenal team, to be fair. I think he's a good balance of price and new team, and I think he'll do well.
Well, fingers crossed for Jesus. You've one more slot, 6.5 million. I've arranged these forwards there. That is the order of the 6.5 million forwards in terms of their projected points. It's up to you what you do from here.
Who's the second player? Is that Forrest?
Johnson? Some guy at Forrest, yeah.
God, that's not happening.
Not a chance there, no. Who's that in second place? Who's that Forrest? Tell me more about him, John. Nah, I don't want him.
Welbeck feels like I feel like I don't want to do that despite the points, but the points might convince me.
The points are there, but it is one of those where I'd look at, and I think it's kind of skewed because of like he has got decent fixtures coming up. You know, maybe that Leeds fixture comes into account, but United, Newcastle, West Ham first 3 is tough. That Leeds fixture gives him 5.7, and then he has a nice Fulham and Bournemouth in his first 7 as well. But I don't know, yeah, Welbeck. I'm actually surprised he comes out there.
Oh, Chris was toilet. I think it might have to be. I'm not convinced Welbeck will play. I'll go Welbeck. The points have convinced me.
That's trust in the system right there. That's like, I don't know if you've ever watched The American Office. Have you watched it?
Yeah.
Do you know when Michael Scott drives into the lake? Because he's following the GPS. That's what you've just done. This is your driving into the lake moment. It's time for the magical moment where I hit save plan and we see how your team did. All right, well, Henry's projected to get 3.1 points. Thiago's projected to get 3.4. You know, if you do that. But equally by that logic, Thiago's projected to get 3.4 points against Fulham. But Welbeck's projected to get 4.3 against United. So I wonder what happens if we do this.
Crikey.
The team rating goes up.
United are bad, but...
That's probably your strongest 11 for the algorithm, and I'm thinking about getting you on this league table against all your peers. The captain needs changed. You're probably going to captain Haaland, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, that gives us another couple of percent.
Okay, 8 and 9.
What are we thinking? Do we like it?
I feel like there can be a tweak somewhere.
There could be a tweak to get that couple of percent I need.
I need to make up 0.5 somewhere and then try and get Ivan Toney in to take all the penalties. I think Ivan Toney's 7.
You could go Lloris down to a 5 million goalkeeper.
You can go for 5.
Ramsdale?
Oh, God, Ramsdale. They're both a bit wobbly, but I'll go switch it for Mendy.
So if we go Lloris out and we go Mendy in, and then who was it out? Welbeck? So you've got the 500,000. You need to upgrade a forward or a midfielder. What's your plan?
I was going to get rid of Welbeck.
Okay, Welbeck in the bin, which leaves us 7 million for a forward.
I was going to go Toney.
Okay, so Tony's in, and this is the team. And we are still sitting at 89% now. With Mendy in goal, we have Haaland captain. Ivan Toney comes in up against Leicester. 60.4 projected points. It's funny because your team rating is a little bit lower than the previous guest, I believe, but you've projected more points.
Okay.
Because, you know, predicted points for game week 1 is one metric, but obviously what matters as well is how well you do over the subsequent game weeks, and that all comes into the team rating. So 89% is your final score, I believe. 60.4 points. How does that make you feel?
I'm okay with that, knowing that there's more points.
What matters? How good the computer thinks your team is, or how many points you're predicted to get. Both are important, but it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top after game week 1. That was me trying to be like big voice man for like movies. You know, like it was a time of heroes. But Ciaran, look, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. I wish you the best of luck with your FPL team. Let's hope you can stick at it. And if anyone wants to give this a crack, you know, click the link in the description. Head over to the toolbox on Hub. Build your team. Let us know your rating and your predicted points and pop it in the comments. And don't forget, there's a massive 50% off at Fantasy Football Hub at the minute. See you later.